Hi, everyone. How are you today? Hopefully, you're doing great on this Wednesday. My name is Amanda with Simply Flamazing Art, the Creative Course Collab, and I'm a curator for the ATC Mystery Box, which is doing a little refresh. And we're going to become a new name. We're going to have a new name. Everything is still the same great box. We're just expanding a little bit into more paper crafts, and it's going to be called the the creative Curiosities paper and notions pack. And so, but today we're here painting because this is 20 minutes of painting with me. And so we're doing the rule of 100. And if you've never heard of that before, what it says is basically if you do something for 18 minutes a day, you'll be 95% better than anyone else in your field. Well, I kind of think of it a little different. I kind of say if we do something 18 minutes a day, in this case, we're doing it for 20 minutes a day just because it's an easy way to time, right? That we will be 95% better than we were back when we started, right? And so 100 is 100 hours if you want to know. But we just go take it in 20-minute little daily paints. And I hope you come along and I hope you paint with me. And we've been working on, this is day 3, and we've been working on this adorable little, it's on paper because I'm going to put it in an art journal. I have my art journal here. And this is actually going to become a daily journal for me. I've got a bunch of extra papers right there that I'm using in my journal. So we're just going to skip forward a little bit, but here's my journal. We've been working in it. I did a bunch of stuff over the weekend for a ATC event. And I want to put some of my art in it. So with this, I thought, well, we're going to start this daily paint. Why don't we put paint something that we're going to put in here. Now this is bigger, but we're going to cut out what works and put it in our journal when we are done. Anyway, so let's get started. I'm going to flip and we will get started. So when you hop on, say hi. Yesterday, we got our girl painted in. We painted her all in white, and then we came in and we added some skin tone colors. Today, I want to get her bathing suit in, and then we can go back to any skin tone colors or the hat or whatever we want to. And I love this color, flamingo red. It's kind of like a pinky color. And you know, pink is my favorite color. So, well, I have lots of favorite colors, lots of different colors. Turquoise is probably my favorite for decorating with. Kind of like a steely turquoise color. And then pink is my favorite color. And red is my favorite vehicle color. So I have different colors for different things. Y'all tell me, do y'all do that? I got a hair. Let's get that off. That's looks like one of Kai's hairs, my border collie. Could be one of Yo-Yo's too, but I think that's Kai's. And so we're going to put some straps on her little swimsuit here. Going to widen it out a little bit as I come down this side because I want her to have straps on hers. And we'll figure out how low that back is or not. If we're going to keep it that low, or we're going to raise it up a little bit. And we're just going to put her swimsuit in. Gonna bring it up a little bit on the sides there, just because I feel like that's a little low. It would be a little low for me. So y'all tell me. Oh, we gotta set our timer. Flip that over. That's something I'm gonna end up forgetting to do. That's okay. We hadn't really done a whole lot. I'm gonna have to get y'all to remind me to do that. So when you hop on, say hi. Tell me that you're here watching. Tell me if you're gonna join in. I hope you do. You don't have to like paint live with me. You can always, like do it later that evening or, be a day behind or whatever and see. But just that you're gonna come along with me on this adventure because I would absolutely love it. I'm also paint her hat the same color because I just love this color. Now we've got her hair to put on. We've got my inspirational piece had a slightly different. Where's my inspiration piece? No? Oh, it's right here. Uh-oh. Everything's falling. Everything's falling. It's right here. She had this kind of hat. I'm going to have a different kind of hat. My hat's going to be more of like a willowy or a wispier kind of brim on it. Wider, kind of more of a flowy, I guess, brim, not so starch and hard, I guess is the word I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm looking for there. Help me out, guys. Flimsy, I guess you could say, because this is going to be more like the bigger brim hats that I'm used to, that I like to have. That's the hat I have. All right. Sarah girl is looking good. We're gonna do her up here in a little bit. We're going to use a little white. We're going to use a little brown in our pink just to get some little highlights and lowlights. And so I'm going to use a little bit of this earth brown. So we got flamingo red, we've got white, and now I'm going to use this earth brown. Because in pinks and reds, yellows, to get a shadow color, sometimes it's a lot better to go by the rules of a shadow or a shade color. And that's, you can do it several ways. You can use the complementary color. So if you're looking at a color wheel, the color that's directly across from the color wheel is its complementary color. You can use the brown. You can use black. I personally like a brown in the red or the yellow because I think it does better than it does. So I'm just going to kind of like give a little shadow and create a little bit of her body here where it's just like, it's going to have a little shadow, right, on her suit. And so that's what we want to do. Create a little shadow underneath. Now I don't want to create like, I don't really want her to have like a butt crack or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I want it to be decent. So I'm not going to give like the thing is that like her swimsuit is up, her butt crack. I'm just going to be like that. And there's going to be a little towel under her. So it's going to be cute. Just put a little bit. I'm going to do the same thing for her hat. We're just going to build in some natural little shadows and stuff like that. Some shading. Just touching in that. I added just a little bit of water for flow. And we're just going to create some valleys where her hat may be pushing down a little bit and going up a little bit. We're just going to darken some little areas. Nothing precise. Okay. See, it's nothing precise. It's just a little like indication of where it's dipping down a little bit, maybe. Okay. And I'm going to rinse that off, and then I'm going to come back with that flamingo red. Just that flamingo red. Don't have any other color in my brush right this minute. And I'm going to kind of just go over certain areas and blend that in a little bit more. So it's not so stark. I'm just going to lay it over top. Dark pushes back, light pulls forward. So that's what we're doing. We're going to put some light in also. This just helps blend that in a little bit more. It helps It just helps with the area, that transition between the two, and it's not so stark. So it's a great little way of blending, a great little technique to blending our little girl in there. And so it's one that will serve you well. Now I'm going to use a little white, and we're going to do the same thing. It really doesn't matter when you're painting if you go light first and then dark second. It just matters that you do it. I personally like to put my darks in because I feel like that gives me my structure. And then I put my lights in basically to bring everything to life. I feel like once I bring my lights in, it really does help just bring it all to life. And so I kind of want to give her, you know, right there where it's going to be sticking out a little more, just a little something. Go up the sides of her. I want to go up kind of in between. Again, I'm going to do the exact same thing. So I'm not too concerned about my light. I just know I want this to be lighter in there. But I'm going to go over it with that same flamingo red that we had down. And it's going to, again, blend those and make that transition even a little bit better than what we had. So that's all I'm concerned about. Just going to put some of this little highlight around my hat, kind of in the areas opposite of that dark. And I'm going to clean my brush. I want to get that light out of my brush. And I'm going to go back into just the flamingo. Add just a little water for flow. And then we're going to, where the two kind of meet, I just want to focus in there and soften those two where they meet. That is your best way to blend. You put down the one color, you go dark, and then you go back to the color, and then you go light, and you go back to that color, and you focus on where the two kind of meet. And you don't put the light up next to the dark. You put the light in the area, but you keep that base color surrounding it. And then you have an area where you can focus to go right back up against. And you will have some beautiful blending. And you do not need to push hard. If you have allowed it to dry, you need to give it a little firm push. But if it is still semi-wet and you've been pretty quick, you can just hit it very lightly and you will have a very nice blend. We've got a few more minutes. I'm going to step away from her for a minute. And we're going to work on the towel that she's sitting on. We're going to get that in there. I'm just going to take my pencil. And I want to just draw out a towel. And because that is, you can see here, there she is. I want to put a towel under her. And we're going to just have a little towel. Coming in here, something like that, maybe. Something like that. It doesn't have to be perfect. Again, I'm going to go back to that white. And my towel, I'm going to paint it white because I want it to be white. And then we'll figure out what other colors we're going to add to it. I'm thinking she's very color coordinated. And I know we're going to have to do a couple coats. So we're going to just get this on and we will worry about the coats and all that in a little bit. We're going to give her some fun stuff that she's sitting with. Her beach bag, because I don't know about y'all, but when I go to the beach, it's like I have my chair, I have my towel, I have my book, I have a little cooler, I have my drink, I have my sunglasses, I've got my bag that's got all my stuff in it that I might need while I'm at that beach. Because I read a lot and lay there a lot. I have my, it's kind of like I'm moving out of my house, kind of. Got a cooler full of waters, little snacks. Have my umbrella because I like to sit underneath my umbrella because I'm very fair skinned and I don't know about you, but I burn. So tell me, do you tend to burn? We're gonna paint this. I do not tan easy at all. I have very fair skin and I burn. So I like to, and I'm not much on getting in the ocean. We talked about that. There's her towel. And so We're going to let that sit. We're going to let that dry. We're going to let that sit and we're going to let that dry. But she's sitting there enjoying her time, isn't she? All right, we're going to put in some hair. And for this, I'm going to use a little of this hazelnut. As my base. And then I'm going to use a little yellow. I know this is mighty bright yellow. We're going to see what we can come up with. We're going to see what we come up with if we mix these two. Okay. That ain't bad. I'm not hating it. I'm going to see if I put a little of this in it. Do I get the color I want? That's not bad. So I used a little of the hazelnut and a little bit of that yellow. I kind of got a golden color. I added a little white to it just to bring it back on the blonde side instead of the golden side. And I'm loving that color. So we're going to put some hair on her. Again, we may need to add a little white. We'll see. I don't want her to look like a scarecrow. So there's that. But I do want to give her some long hair. So she's got her hair coming in there just a little bit. I'm going to actually switch brushes and come to a smaller brush. We've got just a few more minutes. And I can work in some longer strands. I need to get some water for flow. And right now, I don't care that it is if I touch into my hat, I can always come back and touch on that. Our time for the day is going to be up, but I am going to touch on that before we're done because I just have my paint out and I don't want to put out more paint tomorrow just for that little touch. And so we're starting to get her hair in there. You can start to see it. And the alarm's about to go off. A few more seconds. There we go. Okay, we're going to turn that off. And I'm just going to finish this up real quick. Working in some darker strands, and then we'll put some of that lighter back on top. Just because I already have this mixed up, so another little minute or so isn't gonna hurt. You just have an extra minute with me. I hope y'all are having a great Wednesday. I hope you got some fun plans for today and the rest of the week, but I will be live tomorrow at 12. I hope you come and plan on joining me. I'm going to take a little bit of this flamingo red, and I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to firm up my hat a little bit. I might have to bring in some of those darker colors too and just kind of come in there just a little bit. Kind of make it make sense where I had some of those darker and lighter parts. But we definitely wanted to make sure it looks like her hair is on the bottom of the underneath, not the bottom, but underneath. And I'm also going to do it with a little dark hair color of where it's just shadowing down on her hair a little bit. Again, darker pushes back, light pulls forward. So that's what we're going to do there. We're going to push that hair back by having that darker in there. The only time that changes is when you're doing landscape. But there's her hair. And we got her suit. And we got the towel kind of coming in there. So we're going to stop for today. I hope you have a great, pardon me, hope you have a great rest of your day. And I hope you're painting along. I'll post a picture and you can post yours and we'll see. I would love to see them. I hope you're painting with me. And if you're not, I hope you decide to do so. Grab your paints. You can catch up. And I will see you all tomorrow at 12 noon. Have a great day. Bye.